Good morning. Thank you for being here. Good morning, and thank you all for being here again. I'll start the press conference, and I'll be followed by Secretary Shawn Wilson of the Department of Transportation and Development, and then Bill Doran from FEMA will speak, and then I'll come back up to answer questions. And of course, you can address questions to myself or to anyone who is standing behind me. We just completed another briefing and a meeting of the Unified Command Group where we had a full briefing from the National Weather Service. Obviously, Tropical Storm Cindy made landfall in the very western end of our state, in fact, on the western side of Cameron Parish, very early this morning. The good news is that Tropical Storm Cindy has been downgraded to a depression, I believe is the right terminology. As of this morning, we've issued about 169,000 sandbags. There was a report earlier of search and rescue underway for 2 commercial fishermen missing out of St. Mary Parish. I wanted to update that. They went missing at 10 p.m. last night, but they were spotted today by a couple of fishermen, and the St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office, and led by Sheriff Ronnie Theriot, have actually rescued those individuals. So the 2 fishermen and the dog that went missing yesterday, they are safe. So in case you all had that information, wanted to make sure you had the update. The bad news is that while it's been downgraded to a depression, we are certainly not out of the woods yet. It's still a long way from being over. There's flash flooding potential on roads across Louisiana, and the storm is going to continue to move north and eventually take a northeastern track. There's still strong winds. The ground is saturated, and you mix that with strong winds, and you're going to have trees that are going to be uprooted. You're going to have additional power outages. So we're looking for those things. And there also is an elevated risk of tornadoes across Louisiana as well. In fact, the tornado watch continues. If you look at the radar, you will see that rain bands continue to form, and they are moving in that circular motion that we've seen so often. So you can literally be in the sunshine one moment, and not long thereafter you're going to have strong winds and heavy rain. So we're asking people to continue to be cautious. Don't let your guard down. And still, one of the most important things we can impart to the public is do not drive through standing water if you don't know how deep it is and you don't know for sure that you can safely cross that water. The storm will be in North Louisiana by this evening, and overnight it will move out of the state of Louisiana. So I would encourage people to continue to visit emergency.la.gov. That's emergency.la.gov for the latest updates. And you can also go to a website that you'll be given in just a moment by Shawn Wilson in order to access information with respect to road closures. So with that, I'm going to ask Shawn to come up, and then following Shawn, Bill Doran, and then I will come back up for a question and answer series.
Thank you, Governor, and you are absolutely correct that the website that we would advise citizens to go to is 511la.org. We're happy to announce that we've hit over 37,000 visitors in 24 hours on that website, and we typically get about 5,000 to 7,000 visitors a day, and that's the most central location for road closures, where we work with state police and the folks that we have on the ground to update the public and travel information as it relates to road closures and water on roads. And when you get to that site, you have the opportunity to choose different layers to see any closure on the road, but more importantly, where we have high water. So we would encourage citizens to use that. Right now, we've got about 18 corridors across the southern portion of the state that have a road closure on them because of high water. And because of the tidal effect, that could go up or go down at different times. And the governor pointed out something we like to say in the transportation industry is turn around, don't drown, because you're always uncertain about how much water is on the road and what are the conditions under that water. And so we ask you to obey the traveler information, obey travel signs, and when we open a road, give us time to make sure that it's safe and we've removed all the debris in case there are downed wires or trees or things of that nature. So be careful out there. Please continue to use 511la.org for the most up-to-date traveler information that's available to you during this disaster or this emergency weather condition.
Thank you.
Good morning. As the governor said, we're still not out of this. Heavy rainfall is expected across Louisiana, especially the northern part, as Tropical Storm Cindy moves through, and it's actually been downgraded to a depression. We continue to urge residents to be safe and alert for flash flooding. Monitor weather channels and your local officials on current conditions and updates. And as Sean said, turn around, don't drown is very important. Really appreciate the preparedness posture of the state. Again, we're going to continue to work with the state throughout hurricane season to remain vigilant and being prepared. With that, thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Okay, any questions? Yes, I'm sorry. There you are.
Sorry. Have you gotten any reports of any sort of flooding damages to homes or businesses in question?
We do not have those. We have received virtually no requests for assistance from the parishes as it relates to search and rescue. Almost all the Web EOC requests have had to do with sandbags. I'm not telling you that there haven't been some businesses and homes that haven't been flooded, but they haven't reached the level where the local authorities needed our attention, and so we don't have that information. Yes?
It's obviously it's really early in hurricane season. Do you, the way that this is played out, do you have any concerns? Is there any sort of message that you would like to tell people who might, at this point, feel a little bit not as urgent when the next one comes?
Well, you know, I would just remind people that the forecast for rain associated with Tropical Storm Cindy was in about the same amounts as was forecasted August 9th, 10th, and 11th of last year, where we ended up with 23 inches of rain in some areas over 48 hours, which greatly exceeded the forecast. And so we never know exactly what Mother Nature is going to throw at us, and we always have to be prepared for the worst and hope and pray for the best. We are obviously in hurricane season. We encourage people to have a plan, and in fact, you know, get a game plan is the name of the game. We have an app that people can download, and so we want people to make sure they're taking advantage of that. And I would encourage people to always be vigilant, and you know, when they're given information from the Weather Service or from state or local government officials, that they take that very seriously, because the threat is very real. And we're not through this one yet. Certainly it's not been as bad as we had feared. That's the good news. The bad news is it's certainly not over, and something could develop from this storm as it continues to move across the state. Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday it was mentioned that the area west of the Atchafalaya is expected to have the most rainfall. Is that?
Yes. That has been the case between, in terms of the state of Louisiana, from the Atchafalaya River west to the Texas state line has been the heaviest area of rainfall, and that's also where you see most of the road closures, of the 18 road closures that you were just told about, and that's really a combination of the rain, but also the tide, which is 1 to 3 feet higher than normal at high tide, and so we've had some road closures as a result. But that's where the rain has been the heaviest. That's also the 5 parishes where we've actually closed state offices today, because we knew individuals were going to have a hard time getting to and from work. Yes, sir.
Speaking of those 5 parishes, any update in terms of whether those buildings will be open tomorrow, or is that still TBD?
Well, we anticipate that they will be open tomorrow. Of course, we'll continue to look and make sure that the roads are open, that it's safe for individuals to get to and from work. But right now, we anticipate that there will not be office closures tomorrow. I want to thank you all very much for coming to this press conference. As of right now, we do not have another Unified Command Group meeting scheduled, and therefore we don't have another press briefing scheduled either. Obviously, if that changes, we will certainly let you know. Thank you.